Good evening, America. We're here with
Fredy, and I'm here with
Caesar.
Cesar.
What are we drinking today, Fredy?
Well, we already killed this right here.
Yeah,
I've never seen this one. Got it today. It was pretty good, I guess.
It was pretty good. Definitely pretty good. Nice IPA. And now, drinking a classic Pabst Blue Ribbon.
Alright, try to get like another one so that we can do another picture. Maybe it'll come out more flattering for me.
This good? For everybody that's probably wondering, like, what the fuck are these motherfuckers talking about? I'll let you explain, actually.
I just did I don't know if it's pronounced Ghibli or Ghibli.
I think it's Ghibli.
Ghibli. So I just asked ChatGPT to make it to this. It's not focused, but you could just maybe edit them on there or some shit.
It's us drinking beer.
But it made me look all fat, I guess. I guess it just made me look how I actually am, but I've been in denial this whole time.
Oh shit. ChatGPT doesn't like Fredy. Maybe next episode we'll fucking be like oh shit. So Fredy, I was telling you, today in the morning, someone hit me up. Probably wasn't the morning, it was like afternoon. My buddy, Casey McCormick, he hit me up and he sent me this Instagram reel. And it was a picture of like 5 girls, like, you know, doing a pose, like taking a group picture, right? Dressed like, you know, they're out in a club or whatever. So, you know, showing a lot of skin and everything. And the caption under it was like, guess which one is a man? And, you know, it had like...
Oh, yeah, I've seen that one.
It said like A, B, C, D, you know.
But they never tell you which one it is.
Yeah,
correct. So it's probably fake. There's something like that one probably is.
I don't know, but Casey McCormick sent me this fucking, you know, picture, if you will. And he was like, if there's one of them in their group, they're all like that. And, you know, I was like, oh shit. He said, if there's one of those in the girl group, then all of them are like that.
What does that mean?
I don't know, that they're all fucking men, I guess. And he's like, talk about this on your next podcast. And I was like, oh shit, well, I actually filmed today, Casey. Yeah. So I was like, why not? Yeah, okay, I'll talk about that shit. So I'm gonna talk about that shit. What do you call that, Fredy? What do you call that? Do you call that a cross-dresser, or do you call that, if it's just a man that's dressing in women's clothing, that's a cross-dresser?
Yeah.
But if it's a man that feels that he's in the wrong body, and
well, if it's a male.
If it's a male.
Biological male.
Yeah, if it's a biological male that feels he was born in the wrong body, that's trans.
Yeah, that's trans. I don't know too much about it, just from everything I've tried to educate myself. Just whatever I don't really know too much about it, except for what I try to self-educate through YouTube. So, you know what I'm trying to say, right?
Lucky for America, I took a queer studies class.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. So, you know, actually technically even after the queer studies class at CSUN, you know, do you remember I was telling you that I went to that fucking goth club, and, you know, you're like, oh, you're probably just at some gay club. And I told you, oh, let me tell you about that. So, you know what drag queens are?
Yeah.
You know what
so that's what I was going to say right now when you say cross-dresser. I was like, wait, I don't know, like, but that's different, huh? Drag?
I think, yeah. So drag is when you go to an extreme, to almost a parody of a woman. So you go extreme with the makeup, extreme with the wardrobe, and I think you only do that like specifically. I could be wrong on this.
Let's just look it up. But what?
I could be wrong on this, but it's
like performative.
Yeah. You could dress in drag, but I think like to be a drag queen, you need to be performing.
Oh.
Which I've attended at least two drag shows on accident.
An accident. This fool has to make sure that it's like accidentally.
2 times on accident.
I feel like I've only been to like one of those in my life. An accident. No, I'm just kidding. But it was like they do that, no? Like Mexicans, like they be hiring like drag queens to like sing and shit.
What the fuck? I don't know.
Yeah, like, I've been to some shit like that.
Shit. Okay. So I was gonna say I've been to 2 on accident because this one bar that me and Mr. X frequent or we used to frequent, they're very like inclusive and shit, and every now and then, like maybe once a month, they have a drag show at their place. And coincidentally, me and Mr. X would fucking every time we'd go to that bar, they'd be having a drag show, and after the second one, that's when Mr. X started like following their Instagram, making sure that hey, we're gonna go to this shit. Let's make sure there's because they shut down the whole bar. That's the thing. And they just like like all right, ladies and gentlemen, fucking and the fucking drag queen name is pronounced by the DJ or whatever. Like whatever. Drag queen is queen. Something is coming out. Make sure you get your money ready. And you should see there's so many girls at that fucking bar when there's drag shows. And that kind of makes me wonder, why do girls love drag shows so much?
I don't know. It's probably not even... Oh, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Probably just like... Not that girls love them, but just like certain girls, Like with the things like it's a niche or whatever, like... Or like even your audience is going to be your niche or whatever, like... Or you cater to this audience. So it's like... Not just saying like girls in general love drag shows. But probably the audience is probably more girls. I don't know. There's probably guys too,
Like,
was there guys there?
There was guys there, but like,
there was more girls.
Yeah, like they're a group. Like you could tell that they're there because they're a group. Me and Mr. X showed up and we're like, what the fuck is this? Like, yeah.
Everybody right there like, wow, what the fuck? Ooh, yeah.
Yeah, so fucking Mr. X.
And so all the girls could be all impressed with me being accepting.
So Mr. X, he kept looking at this. I don't even know what pronoun to use. This person, right? And I was like, "Why are you looking at that person right there?" He's like, "I don't know. You think that's a girl?" And I'm like, "That's not a fucking girl. That's a fucking
yeah,
man.
It's a drag queen."
No. It was like it wasn't a drag queen. It was just like someone dressed as, I don't know the term for this. I don't want to say cross-dresser. It was a guy. It was a fucking guy. It was obviously a fucking guy. You should have seen the chin on this motherfucker, Fredy. The shoulders.
A male.
It was a male. Dressed in like, a dress looking very like...
Feminine.
Yes, very feminine, but like over the top. Especially for this bar, even for a fucking drag show and shit. And I was like, look at the fucking shoulders.
But was it... Were they acting like...
No. He was just there with like his friends,
They
were there with their friends. They were there with their friends. I know.
Well, in this case, I guess it's not...
And I was like, how the fuck... You're not even drunk. Are you just that horny? I was like, hey, fucking... I feel like going over there and like, hey, bro, what do you do for your shoulders? Shit. Like, that's...
It was like, hey, fucking standing presses, dog.
They had an impressive physique, is all I'm saying.
Yeah.
I wasn't over here trying to have sexual relations with them like Mr. X was, but...
Alright. Drag versus cross-dressing versus trans. While all three involve gender expression, drag is a performance art. Cross-dressing is the act of wearing clothing traditionally associated with the opposite gender. And transgender refers to a person's gender identity differing from their sex assigned at birth. Here's more detailed.
Hell yeah, I was right then.
Transgender, this refers to a person whose gender identity differs from the sex they were assigned at birth. Cross-dressing, this is the act of wearing clothing traditionally associated with the opposite gender, and it can be done by cisgender or transgender individuals for various reasons such as personal preference, enjoyment, or as part of a job. Drag is a form of performance art where performers often but not always exaggerate, and that's what you said, huh?
Yeah.
Like over the top. Exaggerate and or theatricalize gender expression. They're just making fun of women and shit. They're all fucking.
In a sense, it's a parody. Yeah.
They're all what? It's fucking what's it called when you hate women and shit?
Misogynist.
They're all misogynist and shit. Often but not always exaggerating or theatricalize gender expression through clothing, makeup, hair, and stage presence. Often playing a character of the opposite gender. Drag queens and kings can be cisgender, transgender, or non-binary. Individuals for various reasons. But, okay, the cross-dressing. This act of wearing clothing traditionally associated with the opposite gender, and it can be done by cisgender or trans individuals for various reasons, such as personal preference, enjoyment, or as part of a job. Like, I want to see, like, who's the... Like, when they're doing it out of personal preference and enjoyment, like, I want to see them, you know? Like, oh, like a straight guy. Oh, I know. But he has the whole story behind it. That he got tricked and he was all fucking drugged out, supposedly. Hey, I'm not gonna lie, bro. I'll probably throw that shit on, like, right there, all drunk. With if I'm with some girl, you know, like, I'll throw that shit on, like, right there. Whatever.
I'm open-minded.
Shit. But I won't let her take no pictures.
Put your phone over there.
Put it in the lockbox. Remember we seen that shit about the
Joe Rogan thing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'll be like, oh, can you put your phone in the lockbox first? It automatically opens in 1 hour.
So, I took this queer studies class, Fredy, back at CSUN. And, I don't even know how to describe this person. The professor, instructor, if you will, I don't know what you want to call him. He didn't have no PhD.
What?
Yeah.
You don't have to have a PhD to fucking be a...
I guess not at CSUN to teach queer studies. He was a good guy. I liked him. He was a good guy. I'm not gonna shit on him, but yeah, he didn't have no PhD. He just wrote some book about like the gays, and so CSUN was like, oh, okay, you're qualified. So this guy, he did identify as a man. So this guy, he had like, I guess like a helper, a TA maybe, and I think you might have known him, Fredy.
Who, the TA?
Yeah, I swear.
The TA was,
I don't know the name. I don't remember, and fuck, I don't want to describe him just because of what I'm gonna say right now. But I feel like you knew him. I could have sworn.
Like before?
Yeah, I'll explain why I think you knew him, but or let me rephrase that. Why you knew that person?
Okay.
So this person had like their own desk, right? It was kind of like close to the professor's desk.
Yeah.
It was one of those singular desks, so you're like, you're sitting down and you have your own like, desk to write on, your own like arm stand.
He was like scratching tags into the desk the whole time.
That's not why I think you knew him. Knew the person, but I came in one day. This was already, like the 5th class or some shit, And I sit down on my desk. I kind of came late. I remember
a bunch of pictures of me on their folder.
I came a little late, and I sat down, right? And I was like,
damn, I have the opposite problem. I'm becoming a little early.
So I sat down at my desk, I fucking put my arm in the arm stand and shit. I was like, fuck what I missed, And I look, I'm looking around like, for whatever reason, and I see the helper, but it's not the helper. It's like a girl, like dressed in a dress and everything, long hair,
But it was a helper? But like...
Yeah, I kept looking at her. I was like... I'm trying to watch my language here, but I'm like, something was telling me like, is this a trick or something like that, Like, am I getting tricked into like seeing what I think I'm seeing? And then it turned out that it's the helper, but he just the person, they just sometimes feels like a female, so they dress as a female when they feel like a female, and when they feel like a male, they dress like a male. And I was like, my first question to Fredy was like, hey, what bathroom do you use? Shit.
Yeah.
That was legit my first question. I was like, damn, I want to ask you, but I'm not cool with you, so I don't know if you'll think like, oh, this motherfucker's just trying to be a fucking, you know, an asshole.
Nah, but if you're being like, oh, mommy, sorry, baby, okay. Like if you're being like just genuine, like you could probably ask, you know, like, but like, oh, okay, like, ah, fuck, sorry, like, I don't know if this sounds fucking like makes me sound stupid or ignorant, but I just wanted to ask, you know. Especially you're in college, like...
There were like 50, 60 students in that class, Fredy.
And it was queer studies, so it was...
Queer studies, yeah.
So, like, why did you take that class? It was a, what do you call them, prerequisites or some shit?
It was an elective, and I didn't want to take another math class, so...
Oh, okay.
So, yeah.
But then a lot of those people, like...
They're all social science majors.
They probably, and they probably were, like, wanting to take that or something?
Yeah.
So they were probably, like, more, not open-minded, but, like...
I was open-minded too.
No, I know, but that's not what I meant to say, like, open-minded, but they're just, like... Well, actually, never mind. What did I mean? Because, like, I meant, like, those type of people that are, like, into queer studies, you know?
I was into it too. I was like, okay.
Go on.
In one class, this motherfucker, he just had to stare at black dick for like fucking an hour straight.
He had you guys?
Yeah, he was like some like prominent photographer from like the 70s or some shit that was like known for recording like, not recording, but like taking pictures of his partners' black dicks. He was just fucking like, hey, fucking go beat off. And like, let me
take a picture of it?
Yeah, like in front of the blinds and shit.
Like all artistic and shit?
I guess it was black and white and shit, so.
And you had to fucking look, huh?
And I was like, what the fuck is this shit?
What the fuck is this shit?
No, some girls would be fucking getting all like, And I was like, hey, shit, what's up? Not so much, I was taken at the time, but yeah, I remember that shit. There was this one picture, Fredy. I remember this guy had like a gun, but like he had his dick out too. So it was like his dick out. It was a black guy, but he had a gun, and it was like, I guess like, I want to say maybe it was giving like a homage to like Western films for whatever reason. But he had one of those like revolvers, and he had his dick out, and he had his gun like next to his dick. So he was like this, like
with a boner and shit.
Yeah, and I was like, I want to take a picture like that.
Oh, that's for real. That sounds hard.
And I was like, yeah, shit, fucking make that shit my Instagram picture.
Make that shit the next thumbnail.
But yeah, I remember that shit, and I was like, you know what, like, okay, like, who am I to say what's art and what's not, you know, fucking. So yeah, 50, 60 students, everybody identified as gay except me. And this foreign exchange student from South Korea.
Oh, you didn't identify yet?
Yeah, I did not identify back then as gay or anything like that other than straight. And there's only this one other guy. He was a South Korean student. Foreign exchange. And yeah, it was pretty obvious too, honestly. Like, that I wasn't like gay or anything.
Oh, you're saying that class that you did that presentation in?
Yeah. Like,
so you're saying everybody, that's what I kind of meant, like,
everybody,
they were into the queer studies.
Everybody
like, so
had that.
I didn't want to say they were all gay, but like.
Everyone was gay.
And then like open-minded to the gayness.
I'm open-minded to the, to the queers too. So when I say queers, you cavemen out there, queer is an umbrella term. So you could lump in the whole LGBTQ plus people community into queer because it's an umbrella. So everything falls under that. Unless you guys change the fucking rules. But no, that's what I was taught. And you know, this guy, this professor did seem to be an authority in the topic, you know? So.
And you can't mention that fool?
I don't remember his name.
Oh.
But no, he was a good guy. I liked him. He had some ideas that were a little out there, but like I liked him. He was cool.
Like everybody should try sucking a dick.
he said that everyone has a little gay in them, and I was like, I don't know about that, bro. I don't know about that, bro. But I don't know if he thought like
maybe just a little bit.
I was like, okay, I tried to justify it because again, I like the guy. He seemed cool and everything. I was like, okay, like there are guys that are probably like, oh, I have a threesome with the wrong type of threesome, 2 guys, 1 girl.
Well, like there was guys that say they would do that.
Yeah, and I was like,
I wouldn't do that.
But what if it's like some fucking, like I know you don't follow celebrities and shit, but I'm sure there's some guys that are super homophobic supposedly because they don't like the gays. But if you say, oh, what if it's this celebrity? What if it's Angelina Jolie and you and some like random guy you're never gonna see again? Oh fuck, all right, I guess so.
Dang, I don't know.
I'm just,
like, what if it was only Angelina Jolie?
I'm just defying my gay perversions.
You're like trying to be like, no, but it was Angelina Jolie.
It was Angelina Jolie, damn it. Which personally, she's never been my type, so. Or I've never been that attracted to her. She's pretty, very pretty, but All right, how much time we got?
What's Angelina Jolie? Fucking Lara Croft?
Yeah.
Tomb Raider?
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. All right, fucking, let's kill this shit and end this episode and fucking drink more. Yeah. We still got 4 more.
Wait up. One thing I was gonna say about the caffeine thing.
Go for it.
All right. So the other day I saw. Did I send you the Instagram post by Ground News? It was like the Gen Z drinks less alcohol. Oh yeah, Gen Z drinks less alcohol than millennials and fucking like the older generations. And then other comments are like, oh yeah, like we replaced it with caffeine, like type shit, So I was like reading about that, like and supposedly I don't even know if that's true, but like, cause that was part of the comments. It wasn't like in the post itself. I don't think it mentioned like. I don't know if it did or not mention the caffeine thing. But it just, what I remember mainly that it was like they drink less alcohol,
Yeah.
I don't know if it actually provided like a reason.
Because you're not old enough.
yeah, that's what I was saying. I was like, because I sent it to the homie and I was like, or I don't know if he sent it to me or what, but I was like, oh, like just give it a few years, like I bought way more alcohol. I don't know about that, but like obviously then I was younger.
Okay, we're back real quick. Fredy, you want to finish what you were saying?
Yeah, real quick. So I freaking saw that Ground News story where it was like, oh, they're not drinking as much alcohol as the older generations. So I was like, oh, maybe if I fucking start drinking more caffeine, like, I'll replace it too with alcohol. I'll replace the alcohol with the caffeine, And then it's like, for the last 2-3 weeks, I've been like, drinking hella energy drinks and hella beer. It was like fun. Like,
yeah. That's the way to do it. Just alcohol and beer.
But maybe little by little it'll
just start doing
beer.
It'll
push it out. I just start doing beer again, Like, fuck, I'm over here all jittery and shit.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, that concludes our episode. Casey McCormick, thank you for the topic idea. Let me know if you guys want to see
about more topics.
And if you guys want to see Fredy jump on a cycle, comment below.
No, but Casey, also, if you want to clarify anything else that we didn't actually mention about what you wanted to hear,
comment.